All right, today we're going to master a skill that's absolutely fundamental to hotel operations, and more importantly, critical for guest security: how to cut room key cards. And trust me, it's way more than just a piece of plastic. It's the key to a guest's safety and their peace of mind.
And this quote right here, it just nails it. This isn't some robotic task. Every single time you cut a key, you are literally upholding a promise of safety to your guest. It's a huge responsibility, and you can't ever take it lightly.
So here's our game plan. We'll go through 5 key areas. We'll kick things off with the why behind all the security. Then we'll look at the tools you'll be using, break down the exact steps, apply all of it to real-world guest scenarios, and then wrap it all up with a quick review.
Okay, let's jump right into Section 1. Before we even think about touching a key card encoder, we really have to get our heads around the principles that guide every single action we take. This is all about securing our guests. Think of these as the 3 pillars of key security. Seriously, they are non-negotiable. Before you even dream of making a key, you have to confirm who the guest is with proper ID, you've got to cross-check their info in the property management system, the PMS, and you have to perform all your security checks. No shortcuts, ever.
And this leads us to a super important point, a question that every single person at the front desk should know the answer to in a heartbeat. What's the one rule, the golden rule, you can never ever break when you're issuing a key?
This is it. This is the golden rule. If you have even a shadow of a doubt about who someone is, you do not give them a key. It's really that simple. Following this one rule prevents so many potential security problems and protects both the guest and the hotel.
Okay, let's move on. Section 2. Now that we've got that security mindset locked in, let's look at the actual tools you'll be working with. For the most part, you're going to come across 2 main types of key cards.
So, on one side, you have your classic magnetic stripe cards. You know these guys. They need to make actual physical contact. You have to slide them through an encoder with the stripe facing just the right way. On the other side, you've got the more modern RF, that's radio frequency cards. These are all about proximity. You just tap or place them on the encoder, which makes the whole process a little faster and, honestly, a bit more foolproof.
Section 3. Let's get into the mechanics. Now we're going to break down the exact step-by-step process for encoding each type of card. Precision is everything here.
For a magnetic card, it's a simple physical motion. You grab a blank card, make sure that stripe is down and facing you, and then you give it one single, firm slide from right to left all the way through the encoder. It's a smooth motion that you'll get the hang of really fast. Now for an RF card, it's even easier. You just take a blank card, place it flat right on the spot on the encoder, and you wait. The machine does all the heavy lifting. You'll hear a little beep, you'll see a green light pop on, and that's it. That's your signal that the key is good to go.
But hold on, no matter which type of card you use, the job isn't finished yet. This next part is absolutely crucial: verification. You always have to double-check that the key is programmed correctly, for the right room, and for the right dates. This catches any little mistakes before they become a big headache for the guest.
So just take a moment to let that sink in. Whether it's the slide or the tap, mastering these simple steps is what makes you efficient and accurate at the front desk.
All right, on to Section 4. We've got the why and the how. Now let's put it all into practice. How does this actually look when you've got real guests standing right in front of you?
Let's start with the most common scenario you'll see, probably dozens of times every single shift: a guest arriving for check-in. This is your moment to make a fantastic first impression while also being totally secure and efficient. So the process should be totally seamless. You greet the guest, get their last name, and pull up the reservation. You quickly confirm all the important details with them: room number, dates, how many people. Then, right from that screen in your PMS, you click the button to code the cards, making sure you make the right number of keys. And of course, you finish with that mandatory verification check.
Now let's look at a slightly different situation, and one that requires you to be extra sharp on security. A guest who's already staying in the hotel comes to you asking for a new key.
Okay, here's where you need an extra layer of diligence. You confirm their identity, of course, but then you have to ask a critical question. Are you asking for an extra key, or did you lose your original key? And check this out. The difference in what you do next is huge. For an extra key, you just make a duplicate. Simple. But if a key is lost, you must program a key with a new code. This one simple step is genius. It instantly deactivates the lost key, making it totally useless and securing that guest's room.
So, you've cut the key, you've verified it. The final piece of the puzzle is the handover.
This is really where great service and tight security come together.
And here are the key takeaways for professional handover. 1. The key always goes into a keycard jacket. 2, and this is for security, you never, ever write the room number on that jacket. If someone finds it, you don't want to give them a map to the guest's door. And finally, it's always a nice touch to politely remind the guest to return the keys when they check out.
All right, let's bring it all home in our final section and just recap everything we've learned. We've covered a lot of detail, but it all really boils down to just a few core ideas.
Remember those 3 pillars from the beginning? It all comes back to this. First, accuracy. You follow the procedure every time, no exceptions. Second, verification. You're always confirming the guest's identity and that the key works. And third, security. You have to understand that you are the guardian of your guest's safety. You're the first line of defense.
So let's end with one last question that really hammers home the most critical security function we talked about today. If a guest loses their keycard, what is the absolute single most important thing you have to do?
And the answer is right here. You always program a key with a new code. This one action makes that old, lost key completely useless and instantly resecures the guest's room from anyone trying to get in. That is the definitive, non-negotiable step that protects your guest. And honestly, it's the biggest takeaway from this entire explainer.